Assalamu alaikum and Jai Hind everyone. I'm present in front of you on my channel India Rocks 2023, and today without further ado I'll start chapter number 5 of my book, and it is going to be episode number 8. The fifth station of life journey is known as Naughty Soul. Naughty, Knotty, Knot. I have taken this name from knot. The knot that is made after the marriage, and that knot combines two souls on this earth. So how the naughty soul journey will go? Let's see. Varisha and Heather pass the Greenwood station with a lot of understanding and honesty in their relationships. The train takes them to this new station. It is named a naughty soul because it ties them into the knot of marriage. In India, most people believe that marriages are made in heaven and couples meet on earth. This knot doesn't only tie them to this worldly relationship, but it carries both the souls to the heaven as partner. I'd like to explain this concept of Islam. From the childhood, our parents and my husband parents, everybody, all the parents guide their children that the knot of marriage is such a special knot that carries two souls through the journey of life, and they both reach together to the heaven. But if we want such marriage in our life, two things are necessary to follow. First is honesty, truthfulness, and second is devotion. If our devotion and truthfulness, these two things will be missing, the souls are not connected at all. It seems that they are connected, but actually they are not connected. And as we know that the Almighty has created us, so He knows each and everything. If there is some doubt, if there is some lack of faith in the relationship, He is going to help us to reach together as souls in heaven. So He will not allow us. Why will He allow us if there is a lack of faith, there is lack of truthfulness, there is lack of honesty in relationship? Because He has wonderful relations in the heaven. He will not allow all these worldly problems in heaven at all. So let me continue. After Varisha's MBBS completion, Heather goes to Aligarh to meet her parents to talk about her marriage. Syed looks at him with generosity and faith. He believed that children are an important part of their parents' life. They put an age to bring them up. So misbehaving with any child is not justice for their hard work, and even judging them based on new family norms is also not correct. So he asked about his family background and job as Heather came to get his daughter married. Heather shares all the true information with him. He was mature enough to understand that any lie will catch hold of him in the future, as he is going to tie the knot for a lifetime. Syed explains to him, "Child, I know Varisha is charming and innocent enough to let any person think to marry her. She is so kind and talented too. As her parents, we would like to suggest you to send your parents for this marriage proposal. If Varisha is ready to tie a knot with you, we can see a good son-in-law in you, but we abide by our family norms. We cannot accept your proposal for now. Please do send your parents. If they will agree with this proposal to change into a lifetime relationship, we will not have any problem with it. We also want to know, do you belong to Syed family? It is because our parents taught us by action to get married in Syeds. However, it is always a secondary choice. If you both find yourself compatible, honest, and mature enough to understand the relationship of a husband and wife, and my wife along with your family agree to tie this knot, I am with both of you." Haider smiles and informs that he is a descendant of the Syed family genetically, but purely Indian by his upbringing. Syed smiles at him and allows him to have snacks. They take tea together and take about their families. Varisha's childhood stories, her hobbies, and their expectations from their only daughter and would-be son-in-law. The meeting ends with positive vibes and Haider leaves by promising to send his parents for further proceedings. Varisha wishes him all the best for his big task to convince his parents. I'd like to take a pause over here and explain this concept of Sayyid. There are many families in India, those who belong to Sayyid family, and they believe that they are descendant of the Prophet. They have some family tree with them. But as per my view, it is the story related to Sayyid family, that's why I have written. If you will ask my view, I would always say that a good, honest, humble human being is enough to get into the marital relationship. Because we have to stay till the end of our life with that person who we can call our partner. So there must be the views clarity, thoughts clarity, and there must be a sense of honesty throughout this life journey. If there will be any type of doubt, lack of faith, and all these things, the negative thoughts that surround us at certain age of our life, if they all are going to combine and make challenges for marital relationship, definitely it is going to become very hard to be in a marital bond. And Allah has promised both the souls to let them meet in the heaven. But that relationship must be too pious and too true to acknowledge by the Almighty. There must be no worldly effect on that relationship. I will explain you why. Because today I have made one reel that do not let anyone explain your marriage, because every marriage is unique. Why unique? Because both the individuals are unique. If Allah has not made anyone as copy of other, how can we compare things with each other? It's totally wrong. The comparison between couples, the comparison between siblings, the comparison between classmates, the comparison between peers, the comparison between each and every individual, it's not correct. Being a teacher for 10 years, I have noticed that in my class of 45 students, not a single child is as same as my other student. So this life skill of not comparing your partner with anyone in this world is going to help you to stay in the marital bond forever. Try to understand each other, try to work by keeping in mind the all positive thoughts of your couple. And through this life journey, a lot of negative thoughts will come and hamper you and hammer you, but you need to take care of that. Those thoughts cannot be changed into action. If you are going to entertain your negative thoughts throughout your marital journey, the result will be... Okay, let me continue. Haider reaches his home and thought for a day about how to start with and convince his parents. He knows well about his parents and understands their choice regarding daughter-in-law and her family background too. Sayyid caste was one of the criteria they talked to him. Whenever there is a discussion on any marriage proposal in his family. Good conduct is also a must to be their daughter-in-law. The girl must understand all family norms and traditions, hospitality towards extended family members, be good at cooking and be highly educated. Profession is not their choice because they were looking for a homemaker daughter-in-law. Most of the features they were looking for were present in Varisha. Some of them were the opposites too. So Heather has to think the ways to convince them before talking about her. The next day, he doesn't go to the office, takes a casual leave, sits throughout the day, and then calls his parents with the pointers ready to what to talk about. He calls his father first, as he is the head of the family and he alone takes most of the decisions till date. Mehran picks up the call. Heather greets him and tells him about his wonderful job performance and wishes to get married within a year. Mehran asks, Heather, my son, have you chosen a girl for marriage? If yes, let me explain to you all things again that we want to see in our new family member. The girl must be sensitive enough to understand us, our family traditions and our relative circle. She must pay respect to all our elders and to us as parent-in-law too. She must not become the bone of contention between us. Us refers to me, your mother and you. She should be able to handle all household work herself, as your mother and I have worked hard for the past 50 years and we are going to take retirement from our job soon. We can manage our work ourselves. It is not an issue, but you both must learn all skills which are required to become good parents in future. As you know that India is a multicultural society, you both must learn universal brotherhood also for peaceful living post marriage and after our death too. Children are the live school of thoughts who represent an amalgamation of their and their parental thoughts as well. We have given 27 years of our lives to train and mold you into a good human being. We want you and your wife to follow the same in your new style to infuse goodness in your next generation. After conveying all this, he takes a sigh and tells him to keep them in mind while choosing a girl for marriage. Heather was not knowing Varisha to this extent, whether she will follow all of them or not. But he has faith in her upbringing as he had in himself. He asks his father, Papa, are all the criteria you explained the same at Mama's end too? Mehran smiles and replies, you talk to her. He passes the phone to her. Heather tells his wish to get married within a year, so he needs to know her views about what characteristics she wishes to see in her would-be daughter-in-law for peaceful and collaborative living post-marriage. She explains most of the thing that Mehran explained, but she adds, as I worked for past 50 years, I immediately want to pass all religious duties to you both. So both of you must be knowing religion too before you get married. She explains, till our age, it was the duty of a wife to follow rigorously all these practices. Now, in your generation, I will not make it an obligation for her to do it all alone, as I know she must be more delicate than me and may be working too. So, you also need to learn some of the things. Your generation is different from ours and also the struggle and learning for survival will be different. Therefore, before you get married, I would suggest you both learn some basics of household management and also learn parental skills. During our age, these things were not available, but now it is easily available to learn. Online and offline weekend classes are there. You can search Google and do them. After listening to his mother, he is now introduced to the world of reality related to the concept of marriage and its practicality. He understood that a degree in engineering is not the criteria to become a successful husband, son-in-law, father, and would-be grandfather. As the economy and society are changing fast, and so economic and social responsibilities are also changing. Along with it, he has to correlate with his religious belief with them for peaceful and healthy social survival in India. So he waited for a month before he could introduce Varisha's family to his parents. I will take a pause and I'll explain you. that the generation gap, what we say commonly, it is not the gap, it is actually 3 generation experiences what our parents carry. Their generation, their parents' generation, and their grandparents' generation. They carry 3 generations social learning with them, and then they become parents. And it is a very big challenge for our parent also to grow up us according to our age. They, after learning 3 generation all things, they are totally filled with all thoughts and values, and they become very firm. That is not very easy to change for their children. But it has been seen that all those families, those who keep learning things according to the generations they grow with or they live with, their family is actually successful in the relationships. So Radia and Mehran guided their son Haider to learn some of the things, because in future they are going to become parent of new generation, where all these 3 generations social and economic thoughts or action will not be as much useful due to change in society, due to change in financial condition, due to change in economic status of the country. So Radia, being a very intelligent mother, has guided her son to learn some of the things, and she also guided to let Varisha learn all those things, so that the relationship goes smooth, and the challenges what they will face to become very successful parents of their children, they can take those challenges properly, and they can follow the thought process of new generation as well. Let me continue. On the other hand, Varisha got a job at JJ Hospital as a junior doctor in the neurology department. She wanted to do MS in neurology later, so she joined it. Haider and Varisha met once again at Juhu Beach to discuss what his parents said and what she could manage out of them. Juhu Beach is quiet at early morning, so they meet there at 5 a.m. on a Sunday. It is the month of October and the sky is clear. The sea is calm and rolling waves are tinkling the silence around. The chirping birds and waving coconut trees at the beach add the essence of nature bliss around. The clear atmosphere at the very beginning of the day wishes them a very happy morning. Varisha wore an Algerian style sky blue organdy applique work kurta with plain chudidar pajama with desi color brand sky blue resham embellished mojari. This outfit is one of her favorites, so she wore it to feel awesome today. Haider loves to wear casual wear. He wore a navy blue t-shirt from Monte Carlo and light grey chill joggers from Zimrat Sports brand. He sees his comfort with preference when going to non-formal meets like this. Today he has to discuss special things with Varisha, so his body must feel relaxed as his mind is a little tensed. Both of them meet and greet each other. They sit under a tree far from the waves. Varisha asks about the detailed discussion he had with his parents on the topic of marriage. He explains all the facts and merits his parents discuss with him about their would-be daughter-in-law. She informs that she possesses most of them, but she cannot be a full-time homemaker. She explained, Haider, my upbringing has trained me to work for 10 hours a day. From childhood till now, I have been working. Before I was working for getting a quality education to get all my innate skills trained to serve my nation as per my choice and skills, to help my relatives and friends by diagnosing correct diseases and suggesting correct treatment and therapies. I have been trained like you to set daily targets and goals and how to utilize time to achieve them. My parents taught me that this life is a blessing of Allah to utilize it in such a manner that when we find ourselves on the deathbed, we do not have any regret to waste the precious time of our life. I know that household duties are important to becoming a wife and mother. So I will learn them at my level best. I do not promise you to fit in the frame of my would-be parents-in-law, as I am even unable to fit 100% in the frame of my parents. I, during my childhood, explained my inner strength and weaknesses to my parents. As I am an extrovert, I do not keep my emotions with me. So the things that make me angry, sad, happy, scared, insecure, etc. are known by both of my parents. If your family accepts me as their would-be daughter-in-law, I will openly share the same with you all too. As an honest person, I do not want to keep any traits hidden. It is because becoming a daughter-in-law is just like being a new family member. I am trained by my parents not to lie about all these things. They guided me that divorce is bad for the mental health of the children. An educated family values their children. However, in some families, it is followed in a broader perspective and they see the children of the nation as their children and avoid speaking nonsense and growing bad thoughts for them. We believe in the vibes that reach each other. If we will keep negative thoughts for any of the family members, it will someday be visible in our behavior, and this is the way families and their good relationship result into bad home politics. Listening to her, Heather got amazed. Are these things happening in society, or is her assumption about it? His forehead fine lines got shrunk. He paused for a few minutes and kept watching the waves. Varisha smiles and asks, "What happened, Heather? Why do you look amazed?" Heather shares that he has never discussed such things with his parents, maybe due to their busy schedules, as they all were busy in the teaching learning environment to date. But he agrees to talk about all these things to his parents, and he was convinced by her pure thoughts sharing attitude. He also believed that communication is the key to understand any problem, and it must be two ways after marriage too. He understands that the life post-marriage is different than the bachelor's life, as two people are involved in every decision making for the family. The individual targets change into the family targets, and the focus changes from me to we. Post-marriage, it is just like a cooperative living rather than one man or one woman show. I will stop over here. It's 22 minutes, 23 minutes. So I will explain all these things within few minutes. Like this story is related to generation 4, and Heather and Varisha are generation 5. So the marriage concept and the application of the marital relationship is totally changed, drastically changed from their parents' relation. Why? Because both are different individuals, both of them have different upbringing, both of them have different educational background, both of them have different educational target, financial target, family target, and the way they want to nurture their children all are different from their parents. So, in the beginning of the marriage, if we as a would-be couple discuss all these things openly with our parents, it is the best way to start a marital life. If we will not discuss each and everything, and after marriage one by one each and everything is visible to our parent, that is not expected, they are going to have a lot of problem. So before you start this relationship, openly talk about each and everything with your parents and console them, give them promise that you are going to be together till your last breath. Because I believe that every parent, they want their son or their daughter to stay in the marital relationship throughout their life. None of the parents I have met, those who wish that their children should get separated after 1 year or after 2 years of marriage. None of the parents I have met in my life. So keep working for a good marital relationship. It's really challenging. It's not very easy job. That's why children are saying nowadays to stay alone, and we are not going to get married, because it is a very challenging journey. Each day you go through some new challenge, and each day you have to get some new overcome decision for the same challenge. Behave like a challenger, stay connected with me, learn all those skills that are really truly required for a very good marital relationship, and rock India. Keep blessing, stay blessed. Jai Hind.